the time to arise. For so long we have been hypnotized. Release yourself from status quo, that's the key. Let's be the change that we want to see.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Anna.
I hope that you... Hi, thank you so much for the lovely introduction. That is so very kind. So I was listening a little bit to what Katja had to say, and I was thinking about how can we relate that to our bodies, which is where a lot of our intuition lives and where a lot of our intuition is not recognized. And I thought for today, I would offer you something that would allow yourselves to drop your minds and connect to your bodies, to your physicality, to who you are inside of your bodies. So I know I can't see you. Hopefully you can see me and hear me okay. I'm actually in a theater as I'm doing this, so I'm in a dressing room. Excuse the inelegancy of my surroundings. But I would encourage everyone, if they feel comfortable, to just stand up wherever they are in their space. And without further ado, you can just begin to close your eyes. And just listen to where you are right now. Listen to your mind and see if you can direct your thoughts from your mind directly to your breath. And see as you do so, if you can find that little space in between your lungs and just feel it grow and collapse as you inhale air and you exhale. And as you keep doing this, try to see if you can let go of anything that is not necessary to you at this very moment. And simply connect to how your body is. If you're sitting, if you're standing, is it the end of the day? Have you had a long day? And begin to scan your body from bottom all the way from your feet to your calves, through your shins, through your knees, through your thighs, through your pelvis, through your belly, through your ribs, through your torso, through your neck, shoulders, fingertips, wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms, and finally head. And notice already if there are places where you're holding tension and if that tension is necessary to you. So I would suggest with each exhale that you try to bring attention to the places that feel tight, that feel rigid, and try to bring a sense of softness, a sense of air filling your body. And with each exhale, see if you can let go of anything that feels like muscle, of anything that feels like holding. And as you keep checking in with yourself, try to find a sensation of just shifting your weight slightly from one foot to the other. Doesn't mean a lot, but just that you're finding a little flow of movement. So you're not completely static. Notice if you're locking into the back of your knees or if you can find a little softness there. With your eyes closed, still try to connect to what is your skeleton underneath your skin. How does it look? How does it hang? How does it feel today? And in that place, see if through your imagination, you can drop your body into a pool of water, even as you are standing. It can be a lake, it can be the sea, it can literally be the pool in your backyard if you have one. And start to really remember what it is like to float. Remember what it is like to step in a body of water and how gravity immediately becomes lighter, and how that water begins to guide you through the space. Listening all the while to your breath. Dropping anything that is heavy through your exhale and inhaling a sense of lightness. A sense of calmness. A place where you can begin to listen to how your body is in the space that you find yourself in. As you find the sensation of flowing and floating, start to imagine what it's like to truly connect every single body part of your body together. So see if you can find a connection between your hands and your feet, between your hands and your shoulders, between your hands and your head. Slowly beginning to bring very small circles everywhere in your body. You can take it one step at a time. You can begin with your hands. You can begin with your shoulders. Finding space and a sense of silkiness in your body so that there are no hard edges. You can keep your eyes closed or you can choose to open them. Starting to bring circles to your head. Connecting to this feeling of saying no or saying yes. Starting to bring circles in your hips. And just all the while, see if whatever you are doing, it does not matter what it looks like, but it should feel like it is connected. You should have a sensation of air currents moving through your body. And just listen to what that means to you. Not what it looks like on me or on your friends or anybody else that you may be sharing space with. But just this idea of feeling like you're made out of smoke. Allowing your joints to receive weight healthily without pushing into anything. You want to keep finding a continuous flow. As you move through this, try to notice where your body seems to feel locked. Oftentimes it's our pelvis, oftentimes it's our chest, our neck, even our ankles. So try to keep connecting your entire structure, your entire mechanical integrity to the sense of softness, to a sense of curves and circles invading your body. So you can imagine your arms can do circles, connecting to this sensation of yawning, of stretching, of opening yourself to the space around you. You can reverse those circles. Starting to also connect yourself to the space around you, so that the space around you is also softening. you are softening yourself into the space. Anything that is a hard edge, you want to soften. And I think the easiest way to do this is to really just think of circles. Think of circling your hands, your fingers, your shoulders. How do you begin to do a circle with your chest? Oftentimes we have a lot of tension and we hold it here. Let's see if we can soften this part of our chest. If you put a hand on your chest and just think of your sternum bone taking that hand for a little ride. Noticing if you have tightness behind you as you do so. Noticing if you need to tighten in your legs as you do so. If you're thinking of what you look like more than what you feel. So as you keep visiting these various body parts, you can think of your hands, your pelvis, your feet, your head. Start to look at the space around you in this flow without adjusting anything, and just begin to shift your direction. Begin to shift where you're looking. What your relationship is with the space around you. How close are you to a chair? How close are you to a table, to a door? And you can adjust that. You can decide if you want, as you keep finding your flow, where you are in space. Finding the sense of 360. You are not a flat human being. You are round, you have curves. We see all of you, even though you cannot see your back, other people can. So just picturing what that is like in the space around you. As the flow that you're creating becomes more and more seamless, so there are no stops, there are no hard edges. As your mind keeps taking over, start to let your body guide you through the space. Let your fingertips guide you through the space. Let your elbows guide you through the space. Let your knees guide you through the space. Let your feet guide you through the space. Your pelvis, your chest, your head, even your nose, your cheekbones. Remembering really the sensation of being in water. And at the same time also enjoying the idea of floating like a paper bag through air, being blown by the wind, being moved by other forces. Starting to play with the distance between your hands, letting your hands have a little conversation. They can be very close together. They can be very far apart from each other. Maybe even connecting to this feeling of flying, using your arms like wings. We all know what a bird looks like when it flies. And again, connecting anything that comes up emotionally as you do so to your breath. Always returning to that little space in between your lungs as you discover things about your body, about your physicality. This is something that I would say it could be a practice for absolutely anyone. It's just to connect to your body, to the sensations in your body, to the places where you feel tension. Address those and ignore them. So as you've created hopefully some kind of a flow, as I keep talking to you, start to really begin to take space wherever you are. I'm in a very tight space, so I'll just play a little bit. But let's just think of basically touching the furthest points in your room. So maybe it's your table, and then maybe it's the edge of this wall, and then maybe it's this hanger to the edge, the lower edge of my chair, just expanding your space a little bit. Maybe it's the tip of my door, just opening the space. Maybe it's the edge of this closet. Just touching things in space, opening your eyes, opening the space, allowing your feet to take you a little bit for a little dance. And actually, let's really bring our attention to our feet. Try to find a little fun groove for yourself. Maybe it's a little rhythm. This you can do any day with music or without music, but just find a different rhythm for your feet. It can be slow, it can be fast, it can be something very, very rhythmical, as in 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But just allowing yourself to find your own song. Just groove a little bit, groove it out a little bit, having fun. You can imagine what your favorite song is, be silly, connect to a sense of just letting go. Doesn't matter what you look like, but a sense of grooviness. So you kind of now live inside of your body. Let your desires come out, what you think you want to look like come out. Let your silliness, your pleasure, your joy of just having a physical body come out. We're just going to bring the volume up for 10. Keep grooving. 9, 8, 7, 6, shimmy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop it. And just find the heart, the pulse that has increased surely. Drop yourself back into that pool of water. You can allow yourself to close your eyes if you want. You can find your breath. You can even put a hand on your chest and really listen to the rhythm of your heart as it increased. And just notice how you're feeling. Notice where you are in comparison to where you were, where you started. Notice if even just moving ever so slightly shifted something in the way that you feel emotionally. I strongly believe, and we know this, that there is a very strong connection between how you feel and how your body is, and how your body is and how you feel. Listen to that. Allow yourself for the space to listen to that. Were there things that you'd want to try more? Were there things that you felt shy about? Just notice them. There's no need to judge them, but just know that they were there. And those are some of the things that you can hold on as you move forward with your body through your lives. You can do this every day. There are classes that facilitate this. I believe dance is for every single human being on the planet. And you do not have to be a professional in order to connect to your body. It's as easy and as simple as just putting away 15 minutes like we just did. And just letting yourself listen to how you are physically. You can always put music on. You can always connect to a song. But as long as you give yourself that time, I believe that you can find a lot more of yourself as you continue on. So with that, I thank you so much for being brave and joining me today. And thank you, Barbara and Shista, for having me.